Good evening. I'm going to just wait to see if I can see some of you connecting. And if someone is able to let me know that you can hear the audio, that would be great as well. Oh, good. I get to see some people starting to connect. I see the last name of Treat. I wonder if that's Miss Maisie sitting on her lap. Is that you, Miss Maisie? Nice to see you. It looks like Ashley's up there, so that would be Avery. I'm trying to learn names quickly. Is that Scarlett? Hello, Scarlett. My name is Miss Ann. I won't be able to hear you, but I can see you, and I get to meet you all soon. I'm so excited. Let's see who else is here. Wendy, I see you up there. We've had many conversations. Nice to finally see people. I see Emily. Oh, I see Elliot. Hi, Elliot. And I see Catherine. Is Lillian with you? She's not. Oh, okay. I just like to see these cute little faces for the first time. I see Liz. You must be Emmett's mom. Looks like Henry's family is up there. It looks like Reese has joined in. Hello, you've got your whole crew there. Welcome. I see Hattie. Let's see who else. I think Christian's family is here. I don't know who Jason belongs to yet. Looks like Burns.
Hey. Hello.
Hello.
Henry's dad.
All right. Well, it looks like we've got a great group of people already here. So welcome if I haven't personally welcomed you. So this is our not standard parent orientation, but I'd have to say I just finished the returning family one and it went really well. So this might become our standard parent orientation. So you can all do it from the comfort of your home and you won't need childcare. So welcome. So our new families, this is so exciting for us to be able to have you with us, not only for this evening, but just joining us and joining our Shepherd's Flock community, where we have such an amazing program that I have just been a part of for 1 year. And I'm so blessed and honored to be able to be the director this year, moving us forward during this uncharted times. But I feel very confident in what we have already put into place to welcome your child in a safe and loving environment as we move forward with what we've been doing for 22 years. So I'm going to go through this presentation not too fast, but in a way that allows us to have some questions at the end of it that you would be able to unmute yourself and ask, just so knowing you probably aren't the only one with that question, it would be able to benefit the rest of us that are listening in. But what I wanted to do is start out with a prayer tonight that I really feel sums up where we are in life and where we are in moving forward for this school year. Father, we are here today to celebrate great success. In a world full of chaos and calamity, we are embracing a moment of triumph in your name and for your glory. Amen. So with that said, I want to introduce you to the teachers that make this program what it is. There are teachers that are brand new to us. There are teachers that have been here for 17 plus years. So everything in between. And what you need to know about this team is that we really are a team. We had so much fun today taking these silly pictures to show you what we as teachers will be wearing when you come to school. We have chosen to have face shields on as teachers, just so we're protecting ourselves, because we need to teach not only your class, but other classes of children as well. So we were giggling and having so much fun, and we worked together like we have been teaching together for years as a big group. And they continue to impress me, and I know that you will be impressed by them as well. So I'm going to introduce you to our first teacher, who happens to be a bumblebee as well. This is Miss Kelly, and she will be teaching the Tuesday, Thursday, 9 o'clock class. She teaches enrichment on Tuesday afternoon for our older students, and then you'll see her a little bit later because she teaches another class. And she will be in the blue room, and as our numbers have dictated, she will be by herself, one with 10 kids, unless we get a couple more kids. And then I'm going to scroll super fast down here and show you another teacher. This one right here, Miss Melissa on the right-hand side, or the sheep, she will be the other one that will be joining Miss Kelly if those numbers change a little bit. So that is Miss Kelly. This next group, they're silly with their giraffe and ladybug masks, are Miss Jen and Miss Emily, and they will be in the red room with the Tuesday, Thursday, 9-10 class. Next, we have Miss Kay and Miss Emily, and they are going to be teaching the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m. class in the red room. And next, you will see Miss Jessie and myself, and we will be teaching in the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9-10 class in the blue room. Miss Kelly again, and Miss Alyssa. She is new to us this year, but she has been a parent in the program and has been a substitute for us. So Miss Alyssa will be joining us as a permanent teacher, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 12:20 class in the blue room. Miss Kay joins us again in the afternoons with Miss Amanda. She too has been a parent of a student and a sub and has done lunch bunch for us in the past. She will be teaching with Miss Kay in the Fab 5 class, 12:20 to 3:30 in the red room. We have our full day class that we're offering, as well as a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday class, and that will be Miss Dawn, Miss Melissa, and Miss Erin, who is not pictured here today. And they will be in the purple room. And then two teachers that have been with us for a while now, Miss Amy and Miss Carrie, are going to be our substitutes this year due to their family schedules with their own kids and what they have for their distance learners at home. So they'll be our substitutes. So that's our kind of fun, crazy crew that will be with your kids and loving them every day that they come through these doors. So just to review our mission statement, Shepherd's Flock Preschool believes every child deserves the opportunity for a high-quality educational experience. We offer physical, intellectual, emotional, social, and spiritual nurturing in a safe Christian environment, fostered and supported as part of the mission and ministry of Shepherd of the Lake Lutheran Church. And here's just our philosophy. Every child is accepted as an individual. Children learn by playing through a mixture of teacher and child-initiated activities and hands-on learning. Big thing is going to be play this year. We incorporate Christian faith into our everyday experiences. Children learn that they are nurtured and loved by God. Our activities promote language, literacy, math, science, arts, and large motor play. We create a high-quality learning environment that enables every child to become a creative and confident thinker. And we partner with you as the families to support your child as they learn and develop. I wanted to just mention before I move on to the curriculum that we have uploaded our website and with our handbook in its entirety. So under handbook and forms on the website, you would be able to see that whole handbook. And we will get, once they're printed, we'll be giving your child a hard copy so they can take it home in the next couple weeks. But just so you're aware that it is on that website, so you're going to be able to review the different pieces of that handbook, would be really helpful. The curriculum that we use here at Shepherd's Flock Preschool is creative curriculum, and it touches on those points that we have within our mission and philosophy. Always looking at the whole child. We need to look at that social and emotional, physical, both the gross and fine motor skills, the language and literacy, mathematics, science and technology, creative art, and social studies. So the creative curriculum helps us as teachers form our lesson plans regarding the monthly and weekly themes. We offer 2 parent-teacher conferences in the more formal sense. That might look a little different than in the years past. We've always done in person twice a year. This year, we'll have to just see where things are at in November, and we may have to do them virtual as well. But know that they are 2 formal scheduled times. But note too that any time that you need to have a conversation with the teacher and myself, that we are always open to having those conversations. It's a little bit tougher this year because we won't have that face-to-face interaction with you in the hallways or at drop-off and pickup. But the Seesaw app that we'll get into in a little bit, an email would be the best way to get a hold of us, knowing that we're here to make sure that we are partners. And excuse me, we don't need those formal conferences to talk through things that might be coming up prior to that. I had to get a sip of water there. Sorry about that. Program schedule. So no matter if you're in a morning class or an afternoon class, we start out with our welcome when the children arrive. We will be signing them in upon arrival, and they start out with a little free play as the kids kind of trickle in and get their hands washed and get settled into the classroom. We have first circle time, and those are the different things that will be part of our first circle. We then move to the learning stations, which will then be built on those weekly, monthly themes that we have. Second circle is always a fun one with music and movement and sharing bag and silly songs and things like that. They always will have a snack while they're with us. We always will do large motor, whether it be down in our gym or outside on the beautiful campus that we have within our playground, our courtyard, our pond, our gazebo, our walking path, all those different things we can utilize. And then dismissal. School dress. We want your children to play, and so we want them to be in comfortable clothes. We really don't want them to be in their fanciest outfits when they come to school, because we do get messy, and we want them to get messy because it shows that they've played hard and learned hard. So we also want closed-toe shoes. Excuse me, so no flip-flops. And Crocs are kind of a little bit different, but we really do prefer those closed-toed shoes. Like the tennis shoes are the best. Label all outdoor clothing, boots, and school bag. A larger size backpack, almost the ones that are almost the size of your kiddos, are the best, just so we can put some extra things in there, and like the extra change of clothes that we want them to have that are labeled and stored in those Ziploc bags. So not in case they just have an accident in the bathroom, but just if they get messy or dirty or wet that they want to change, we want to be able to have those extra clothes for the kids. The big change for us that will be new to you and new to us will be the children's arrival and dismissal. The children will be greeted by their teachers about 10 minutes prior to class at the curbside. We have made a video today, which was also silly, that I'll be uploading and sending out to you in the next couple of days, that shows the process that we're hoping that will take place for the drop off and pickup. Just that protocol will be a visual that you can see as well as share with your child so they know what's expected of them. For those of you that have not been on our campus, we are sandwiched between a church, McKenna Crossing, which is our senior living on the east side, and then YMCA on the west side. We're asking when you come in that you actually go counterclockwise, and we're going to have you enter the west side by the YMCA and then drive toward the east side. So then when you arrive at the curb, we'll be ready to receive your child curbside. And we ask, not knowing if it's possible, but if you have an ability to have the child that you're dropping off closest, so opposite of you as the driver on the passenger side, the back seat, that would ease us taking that temperature and escorting them out of the vehicle. So just think about that. We ask that if you're able to unbuckle them, and otherwise you can give us permission to unbuckle them. We will be wearing gloves. We have our face shield, but we will be taking their temperature with a contactless thermometer and doing a quick verbal and visual screening for them before we have them exit the vehicle. They'll come in, we'll go ahead and sign them in. They'll come in with one of the teachers in a small group and then enter in, hang up their backpacks, and you'll be able to see where their hooks are and their cubbies when you come in for Meet the Teacher and Hello Day. And they'll wash their hands before they enter the classroom, and then they're ready to start their day. Now, We do know that not every child is going to love to be dropped off the first day or the 20th day for preschool. And knowing that it's curbside might have a lot of emotion about leaving you at curbside and saying goodbye. So a couple things that I recommend, knowing you're coming for Meet the Teacher and Hello Day, and there's going to be a video to watch with them. I would just practice that. I would practice where you're going to be dropping them off, showing, talking through all of that, helping with some of that anxiety. We also know that sometimes that's not going to help 100%, and we are ready to receive your child, even if they're having a hard time. We are ready for them, and we will then send you a picture through Seesaw as soon as they're able to acclimate to the classroom and kind of get themselves engaged and get into a better place. We love to then show those pictures to parents to let them know that Anne has settled down and she's over here playing with blocks, and I think it's going to be a great day. So if you have some anxiety about that too, definitely talk to your assigned teachers during that Meet the Teacher. That would be the best time to talk at versus Hello Day. And let us know how we can partner with you to make that transition from the car into the classroom even smoother for them. And know that once they're in here and we get them settled, we would love to communicate to you that things are going well. So we'll definitely work with you on that. Dismissal is just going to be opposite that. We're going to be able to wash their hands, sanitize them before they get their coats and backpacks and before they come back out to you. We're going to escort them back out. However you've pulled up alongside that curb, that's how we're going to dismiss the kids. So it will just be the order of arrival. We'll sign them out. And if there's any reason that you're running late in the morning or in the afternoon, you just need to let us know. And again, we'll go over this Seesaw app that we'll use as our main source of communication. But you just let us know. And that's the best way that we can then have your child just ready for you when you do arrive if it's late, or we can meet you at that curb if you're running a little late in the morning. So no worries about that. That goes into the next slide about absences. If your child will be absent for any reason, you can contact me through phone or email, but here are the classroom phone numbers. So if you want to take a screenshot of this, or I'll just leave it up for a couple of seconds here, then you can at least put your child's classroom number into your phone right now, but know too that this will be on the website so you can go back and reference this. But you can go ahead and take a quick note of this. All right, I'm going to move on to our cancellation here. The cancellation, lots of families have been asking us if the district that we align with, which is Prior Lake Savage 719, if they switch to 100% distance learning, will we switch? And the answer is no. We want to remain open in person because not only do young children and early childhood learn better in person, but ethically, I just have a hard time asking for you to pay tuition for us to then give you distance learning curriculum to then do at home. So our intention is to stay open at 100%. And obviously the unknown is there. But the only time that we will align with Prior Lake for school cancellation is due to weather. We will follow their calendar for what days they're open and holidays and things like that and weather closures. But other than that, we will remain 100% open given their hybrid and distance learning. We have partnerships with McKenna Crossing, like I mentioned, which is our senior living facility that's to the east, and then the YMCA is to the west. For some of you that may not be in this area or familiar, the YMCA has chosen not to reopen as a fitness club. They do have their child care and preschool downstairs that will remain open. We would typically go over and do a play zone, and that is not open for us to use right now because of COVID. And McKenna Crossing, because they're a vulnerable population, we won't be doing our visits at this time until further notice. But we're still trying to be creative with how we can connect. We call them grandma and grandpas over there and the memory care units. So we can still create some videos or craft items to send over there to brighten their day. And we've even talked about trying to do some singing and fun things outside in the courtyard that they might be able to see from their balcony and windows. Field trips, we usually have a nice spread between offsite and on-site. This year, right now, they're all going to be on-site until we can plan anything for further notice. They've all been canceled. So we'll go ahead and make this year special on-site. Hopefully by spring we could do something, but just know that that's not an option right now. So we're bringing things to the children. So we have a magician set up for the end of September just to start our year off with some excitement and joy. We have Three Rivers District Naturalists, part of Richardson Nature Center in Bloomington that we have gone in the past to. We're going to bring them to us. We have this amazing campus here that we're going to take advantage of, and we're going to do some seeding and harvesting and talking about apples here. We can do a nature walk. We can do some bug catching and learning more about bugs. We could even take some water samples from our pond and learn about critters in the water. So that's going to be fun. That should still be planned the beginning of October. Kid Create and High Touch, High Tech Science have been some places that we have contracted with to do special classes over the lunch hour. And because of COVID, we're not able to do that, but we wanted to still create that community with them and that partnership. So we're bringing them on for some special events. One for the Kid Create will be in December. They're going to be creating with your child a one-in-a-lifetime unique Christmas gift for you. So that's always exciting to get those fun art projects that the kids create for you to be able to have as a keepsake. And then the High Touch, High Tech Science shows will be joining us in February for I Love Science Week and doing some really neat chemistry experiments with our young learners. Tuition. Tuition is due the first of each month. A late fee of $20 will be charged if tuition is not received by the 10th of the month. The business office that we're working with over at the church, she will create, Miss Stacy is her name, she will create statements for all of you each month. And if we haven't received a statement or a tuition payment from you by the 7th or 8th of that month, a letter will go out just reminding you that it's due in a couple days. If by the 10th we haven't received that, that $20 will be charged. One way to avoid that is online on our website. It says online tuition payment on the far right tab of the website. And you'd be able to scroll all the way down and you're going to be able to set up monthly payment if you want to do it that way through credit card or through your bank accounts. And that is just highly recommended so then you don't have to worry about that. A 1 month paid notice is required for the withdrawal of your child. And we also started a new policy this year just with everything going on. If Shepherd's Flag Preschool needs to be closed for any reason, we thought not only COVID, but also if there's a gas leak or a water main break, if it's closed on a regular scheduled class time, those families will be allowed to deduct from the next month's tuition or be reimbursed by the end of the year for the costs associated with those days that we close. So the reimbursement only happens when we initiate the closure, not if you're taking an amazing vacation to Hawaii in March when we're still in session, but you can think of us while you're down there. If your child is sick other than COVID, if it's just an ear infection or fever related to other things, then you will still be charged that tuition. It's just when we close that building. So down below it talks about we can collect tuition by check. You can also do the online payments, or I do have the capacity to use an iPad or a phone and meet you, strangely enough, in the parking lot to take a tuition payment through credit card that way. You just need to let me know ahead of time on a day of drop off or pickup and I can meet you and take care of that as well. The monthly tuition, this is what it looks like for this year. And then we'll go into parent communication. So for you, some of you that are new to our program, if you don't have older children and you're not quite familiar with what Seesaw is an app that we use and a lot of the area grade schools use. And it's a great resource because we can not only send you little updates of your children, but we can send pictures to you periodically throughout the day. There might be, your child might be building something amazing with the blocks. They might be enjoying their time out in the sandbox. They might be discovering different shapes of leaves out on the nature trail. Those kinds of things we like to capture. We like to send them to you, but we also like to use it as a way to have our classroom book of pictures for when we post things at the end of the year. So that seesaw is going to be that main source of communication between us as teachers in classroom and you as the parents. So if you even have a quick question about something or a concern about something or a joy that you want to celebrate with us, that's going to be how we want you to do it. I'll be posting the monthly newsletter and calendar also on there. They'll be posted on through an email and on the website, but again, that's just will alleviate the papers that need to go back and forth, and it'll be just at your fingertips if you're wanting to double check something. Facebook that's really little, so I apologize for that. The Facebook, I'm hoping with the video that I sent out to you last night and then a couple other emails with the links that you've had a chance to go on our Facebook page and join in and share some of that with your friends and family on your Facebook page, just to build a sense of community and the fun things that we're doing here at Shepherd's Flock. And there's a little bit more right there about the Seesaw Daily Communication. If we have received your online registration, we had that email to be able to import into the Seesaw. And then we were able to, most teachers were able to get that information out to you as families today regarding your Seesaw app and how to log in with your child's code. If you do need some further assistance with that, or you haven't received some information today about that, go ahead and talk with me. You can send me an email, or we can chat with the teachers at Meet the Teacher or Hello Day. And then email, we'll continue to use email. Volunteer opportunities look a little bit different too. We typically would have families, the parents come in and do some volunteer opportunities in the classroom. This year, we're not able to do that in the classroom, but one of the teachers today asked if we are spending a lot of time outside doing classroom work outside and being creative with how to use the outdoors for learning. Could we have some parent volunteers to come and join us outside as a volunteer? And we would ask that you just wear a mask. And I think that's a great way of how we're just thinking outside the box of how to still stay connected with you. So that's a possibility that some teachers might be doing as well. We do have a committee called Parent Advisory Committee, or otherwise known as PAC, and that information was just sent out to you in the September newsletter with a little bit more description about that program or that committee and what we do as a committee. So if you're interested in that, refer back to the September newsletter and let me know if you'd like to join me on that. We do have a prayer team that we get together to be able to offer up prayers, not only from our teachers and our families, but other people in the community as well. And it's just the power of prayer to be able to gather together as often as we need. And then if you have completed the online orientation form, you would have had a chance to indicate if there's other ways that you want to volunteer. Maybe you love to do little projects at home and do some cutting for us to get things ready and prepped for activities. Maybe you have an occupation or an interest that you think would be beneficial to come in and share with the kids. So make sure, if you haven't done so already, to complete that orientation link online so we can grab hold of those that are wanting to give of their time and talents with us this year. The health and safety, this is a huge one for this time of year. And just in what we are living in. And so I would really just want you to err on the side of caution when your child is not feeling well. And I just kind of always joke that in preschool, we're not prepping them for the ACT. They may miss a day of painting or playing with Play-Doh, but for the safety of your kids, the safety of the teachers and their classmates, if they are not feeling themselves, if they're more lethargic, if their coloring is a little bit off, if they have more of that stuffy runny nose and kind of matty eyes, it may not be COVID, I get that, but I also want you to say, is it worth them going and not feeling 100% and enjoying their day at school, or is it a possibility to keep them home so they do feel better? So that's my big thing about that this year. It should say nut-free versus just peanut-free. We are nut-free facilities, so just know that if your child does have some nut allergies, they will be in good hands with us for our snacks. We provide a snack for every child when they're here with us, and you will be given a snack schedule that too would be posted on the Seesaw app every month. If your child does have some other allergies or is gluten-free, we should have already been notified of that from you so we can have that list. or if they are lactose intolerant, things like that. We just need to have all those noted. And then that way we will know to offer them water instead of milk at snack. And some of our friends in the past, if they're gluten-free, the parent will provide a gluten-free snack if it doesn't match up to what we're serving or they're not able to have. So we'll work with you on making sure that your child is not left out in any way when it comes to that. Parking lot safety, just being aware that we are doing curbside drop off and pickup. So just being very patient. I know it's hard sometimes to wait, especially if we get your child out and they're their second car. We want you to wait till that first car is pulled ahead safely before you pull up, and not going around people in that passing lane, just because I want everyone to be safe in the parking lot. Fire drills, tornado drills, we do once a month, September, April, and May for the tornado drills. We just teach your child where we would go to be safe during a storm. And fire drills, we are mandated to do those once a month. So we do practice leaving the building at various points of the day, various places in the building of where we would need to go in case there was a fire and what to do. Our site relocation would be for in case there was something like a gas leak or a water main break or something that we would have to relocate safely. It is on the west side past the YMCA parking lot across the street to a facility called the Links. And there's new apartment buildings over there, and this little building is kind of embedded in the back of that apartment area. And that's where we would relocate. And we would take our first aid kit, all the emergency forms, and once we are over there safely is when we would start to call you as caregivers to let you know about the evacuation and where to be able to find us safely. The security code for our door, I'm gonna go ahead and give that to you. At this point, there's not gonna be a lot of coming and going, but I'm gonna be super optimistic that some point this year, you're gonna be able to come in the building to drop your child off and pick up. So the security code by the main entrance has a keypad on the left side, and it's 2021 pound. So if you want to write that down, 2021 pound. It's not very fancy, it's year 2021 pound. That's how we've always done it. So then that would be able to get you into the facility. For those of you that haven't been here, we do have that locked all the time on all of our entrances. And then we do have another locked door into the hallway or into the classrooms. So there's 2 points of security for your kiddos. And then pencil boxes, the emails that I've sent out regarding pencil boxes is because we wanted just have them be able to use their own things and materials in the classroom that are harder for us to disinfect. And that way you can label the pencil box with the first and last name. And I think the only other item I would label are the scissors, but by all means, you don't need to be labeling pencils and markers and all that. They should be able to keep their pencil box on a cart or a shelf near where we're gonna be during the class time. And then we're gonna ask that they put them back in the backpack at the end of class. They can literally live in that backpack to travel back and forth to class, but that way we don't have to store them in the classroom. And you can check them periodically, or we could try to send you a note through Seesaw if the glue sticks they have are running low or if they need something else added to it as the year goes on. Behavioral guidance, we do everything with the lens of a Christian environment and a loving environment. So we're using that positive reinforcement, modeling, and redirection. The teachers that have been teaching together for a while, and even some of us that were pretty new, that whole sense of co-teaching is a wonderful thing that we can bounce different things off of each other. We can tag team. And so we're constantly modeling to the kids, but even within our own relationship to one another, but then how we are interacting with your kids on a daily basis. We do not use timeouts. I like to call them breaks. I feel like adults, we always need some breaks too. We need to take some deep breaths. We might need to walk away from the block area and go read a book in the beanbag area and then come back and try it again. So those are the things that we'll be doing with your kids on that, just to learn some self-regulation skills. If we do see some things that are more persistent and unacceptable in the classroom, we will definitely be partnering with you first and foremost to talk about a plan, not only to decrease some behaviors, but how to increase others. So just know that that is something that you would be aware of right off the bat if we're having some things that we're questioning and how to best make your child successful in our environment. And with that said, sometimes our our kids need a little extra help. And so we partner with your homeschool district. If there's some things, it might be speech, it might be some behavior management, it might be some fine or gross motor skills. So whatever it would be, we would have those conversations way ahead of time with you and make sure that we're all on the same page and agreement of how we want to proceed. Again, our goal is always how to have your child be most successful in our setting, so then we can set them up for success for the next year preschool and obviously going forward to kindergarten. We do have some special things that we do that didn't have to change, which was so exciting. We have something called the Precious Backpack, and this year it's going to be a super cute fuzzy white stuffed animal with lamb to go with our new logo. And that is Precious. And that backpack then gets to go home with your child once a year with a 3-ring binder. And we will explain more of this at the Hello Day and Meet the Teacher. But that is such a great time for this, this little lamb to go home and spend a week with your child and your family. So it could be that they're going to eat macaroni and cheese because that's so-and-so's favorite meal, and they're going to sit on the toilet while so-and-so takes a bath, and they might go outside for a bike ride with them or watch a movie. So it's a super fun time, and then they bring that back with the book and they get to share it in front of the class of what their adventures were with Precious. We also have a sharing bag that hopefully will go out once, if not twice a year. And that will be a chance for your child either to bring something special in that sharing bag, or it might be tied into the theme for that week in that class, or an alphabet letter. And again, it's working on those social skills that allows the kids to get in front of the class and be able to share in front of their classmates something that's important to them, and then the classmates reciprocate by asking questions. So it's a great time. And then birthdays are so special at this age. So we acknowledge not only the birthdays that happen during the school year and celebrate on the day that's closest, or maybe if they're super special, it's the day of, but we also acknowledge those half birthdays. We don't forget about those. And we have birthday bags and crowns and a little gift for them and a book that they read. So lots of special things to make them feel even more special. Book orders throughout the year. We have a Scholastic book orders that will be distributed throughout the year. And that allows you to pick up some great books for your home library, but also that benefits our program with some free books or money for other programming materials. And then just to welcome you back, we have the Back to School Usborne Book Fair that's happening during the Meet the Teacher and Hello Days. So thinking about back to school items, birthdays that are coming up, even Christmas. I know it seems early, but then just thinking about some of those things. And it's a buy 3, get 1 free. And then we also have Miss Amy that I showed you as one of our subs. She is one of the most creative individuals I've ever met. And she created this extraordinary photo booth in just one day. And so I'm super excited about that on Meet the Teacher and Hello Days as well, to take advantage of that. That will be down a hall. We'll have some arrows indicating where that is. So you can take advantage of getting some of those great pictures with that backdrop since that first day will be at the curbside. This way we can still capture those fun moments for their firsts. Since all of this is said and done, there might be some families that I'll be calling this still this week, Thursday and Friday, just to double check with you about some forms that I may be missing from you, just to make sure we're all caught up and ready to roll that first day of school. And this is just one of the last forms that you'll need to fill out. You'll be able to just click on that link and you'll be able to access this link. Let me say it differently. You'll be able to access this link on the website once it's uploaded, and I'm going to be sending this link out into an email with our videos in the next couple of days. So you'll be able to access this link, and you're going to be able just to simply go through, and it's just a checkoff list to make sure you're acknowledging our policies and procedures and the tuition and all of those things. And that will be the last thing that I'll need from you. So that brings us to the questions. And I know it worked last time that people were able to unmute and ask a question, or you can type, but for some reason the typing didn't come up to me. So I'd prefer, if you have questions, go ahead to unmute and we can try our best to answer them.
Can I see the first 10 slides since I was late? Can you just scroll up? And
Oh, sure.
Sorry.
The first one is all the information you need. No.
Yeah.
The first one. And the first 10 basically are introducing our teachers and which class they're assigned to. So I'll kind of go through them slowly for you. Anybody else have a question?
I had a question about for the tuition. There was, I think we're doing the lunch in between the class and the enrichment. Is that included in the enrichment, or is there, I didn't see anything listed for the price for lunch.
That's a good question. Is this Hattie's mom and dad?
Yes.
Okay, you're on my list on a post-it to call you. So is there, if I can get a hold of you to walk through that, I would love that.
Yeah, give us a call.
Yep, you're on my post-it. Thanks.
Hi there, I have a question. This is Amber Hoosfold, Audrey's mom. I was just curious on if you guys have thought of what your process would be should someone be exposed to COVID, or one of the teachers or one of the children, what would be expected of the children as a result?
Yep, absolutely. We have thought that through. So there is, and that's in the handbook too, kind of what the steps will be. So as the director, I have a form that I need to be filling out and calling the Minnesota Department of Health teacher link. And it reminds me of a triage nurse. So then I give as much information as I have about a positive COVID, and they walk me through what the protocol is for what we need to do on my end. So for instance, let's say you become positive, but your child is not. We would want you to keep your child home during that 2-week quarantine, just in case of that exposure. If your child becomes positive, the reason we're keeping the classes contained and not commingling them is so then it's just that class that we would ask to be quarantined. But that's where this triage comes into play, where they may say, was this child, how long were they exposed to the other kids in the class? And maybe if they were just there on Monday and not Wednesday and Friday. I mean, there's all these steps that I wish I could say it's a very clear procedure, but with everything with COVID, it's not clear, other than I know that I have to report it and then they walk me through the steps. So it might get to the point where we close that particular class for the 2 weeks and not the other classes. And that's where that tuition reimbursement happens, because we've initiated that closure for that class. If a teacher is exposed, like myself, I'm only teaching one class, so then I would let you all know, and then that class would be quarantined. But we do have our subs to be able to come in. So this is where we have a plan, but I would just hope that you would have patience and grace with us, that we are just navigating this best as we can with the information that we've been given, and know that things can change on us, and we will just follow what the DHS, the CDC, and then the Minnesota Department of Health dictates for us. Does that help?
Yes, and I will give you so much grace. So thank you.
Oh, good. Good, thank you.
Yes, I don't want to ever have to think of what the decisions you guys have to make. So thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I would add to that can change daily too. So yes, I hope you don't need so much grace, but that we could all offer it to you. But it seems that those three, MDH and CDC, they can change their mind weekly, daily. It is hard to keep up with. So I would just say that yes, what you say now we can go along with, but it does change a lot. So just to forewarn those parents also.
Yes. And I think, the hard part is, like I said in the beginning, is I just feel really confident with what we have in place, given the information that I've been given in order to.
Yes.
Does that make sense? Like, yeah. I feel like we have not missed anything, and we've gone a little bit over and beyond what some places have done. And then it's just the unknown that we're all going to navigate together.
Right. That being said, was it possible that there were 2 Meet the Teacher sign up links sent out? Because I had one date and time in my calendar, and then it came out again yesterday or the other day, and I looked and I wasn't signed up. And so did that happen, or?
Who am I speaking to?
This is Sailor Ray's mom, Melinda.
I think it's because we switched her class.
Okay, that makes sense. I was like, I was pretty sure I made that and I had it in my book, but okay.
And I think it's because it was after we switched that I sent you then the new one maybe
sure.
switched into. Double check and let me know through an email.
Okay, and that's happening tomorrow as one of the dates?
So nope, so she would have, but we switched her, so yours is next week.
Okay, all right, thank you. Helpful.
Yes.
And this is Joanna Johnson. I'm Bryce's mom.
Can you talk can you get closer, Joanne?
Sure. Is this better?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, sorry about that. This is Bryce's mom. I just have a quick question. Maybe you have already answered this, but if for some reason our child gets COVID and we have to pull them out of school for the set amount of time, do we still owe tuition at that point?
No, if it's a COVID positive, we, because if it's typical like ear infection, or if you have a fever for 24 hours, right, those kiddos can come back still that same week. But with COVID, because of the quarantine timeline, we will not charge you tuition on those particular days that he would have been in session.
Gotcha. Thank you.
And even though that's different than what the slide said, like when we initiate it, but if it is COVID and you can, show us that it was a positive within a doctor's form, then we will work with you to not have you be charged for those days.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yep. Anything else?
I was wondering, and I don't know if this is a question for other people too, but so the A-B classes, they're at the same time. Are those kids just not allowed to interact with the other, like my son's in B group, are they not allowed to interact with A group, or how does that work? Or did you?
Oh yeah, sorry for that confusion. So the reason they're A and B is just for that half-hour hello day.
Oh, okay, so they'll be, the whole class will be.
Correct. And here's the reason we had to do that this year. So if you're a class of 20, and in the past for Hello Day, one caregiver comes, now we're at 40 in the classroom.
I see. Yep.
Because of our space and because of the world we're in, we chose to separate the class into 2 sections, 1 caregiver apiece just for Hello Day. And so that's why there's an A and B for that. But when they come in, they are just 1 class.
Okay.
No, that's a good question.
This is Betsy. I am Maddie's mom.
Excellent.
And just a question about masks. So obviously anytime a parent is interacting with you guys, obviously we can wear masks, but is there any point during the day for pickup, drop off, or field trips or anything that our children will be required to have a mask?
Yeah, that's a great question. So again, they would not even have to wear a mask exiting the car to come in or going out to the car. For field trips, while we're all doing it on site, we have a huge space in the basement area that we call the gym area. It's a lower great room. And we have these little sit spots, those little Velcro sit spots we're going to be using to help them keep their space. So for our magician, each kid will have a little sit spot, so they're kind of spread out and there's enough room to do that. There won't need to be masks on. When we're standing in line to transition from our classrooms to the gym, or the gym back up to the classrooms, we're going to use these little sit spots too that they can stand on, and we're going to kind of stagger them so they're not in each other's space. Like we have so many kids that love to play with other kids' hair in front of them or touch their cool shoes or whatever it would be. This way we have them spaced out a little bit more as they're waiting for their other friends to join in the line if they're needing to use the bathroom, wash their hands and things as we transition. And then you're going to want to thank us in the future because we're going to teach them how to do a zipper merge. So as they're on these spots, when we do leave that hallway or the gym, they're going to merge together into one line to then transition to the next space. So if you ever use Highway 13 to 169, that whole zipper merge, these kids are going to know exactly how to do it. Anything else?
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So there's the Meet the Teacher Day, which is next, I think, Wednesday for us. And then there's another Hello Day.
Yeah, should I just let you know what the difference is?
Yes.
Yeah, so it was kind of spelled out in one of the communications I sent, but honestly, I feel so badly sending so many things out, but I feel like so many things need to just be laid out in its entirety. So I appreciate you hanging in here with us. So the Meet the Teacher is a one-on-one with one of the two assigned teachers. It's a 15-minute quick kind of get to know you. We have a questionnaire that we ask a few standard questions on. And then if your child does have an intolerance or an allergy, we want to make sure we're noting all of that. Things like how is your child going to do with separation? Is there soothing techniques that you recommend? What kind of triggers things? You know, so it's just for a quick little get to know you. Then for Hello Day is when we're split the class into two different sessions. So they're going to look identical. You're going to come in one caregiver with the child for that one. And you're going to be able to come in and we have a little scavenger hunt for the kiddos. So they're going to be able to find their assigned hook that they're going to be able to hang their backpack and coats with. They're going to practice washing their hands to see what the bathroom looks like. They're going to find where the blocks are or find a book. You're going to get your picture taken for a little photo album that stays in the classroom. We do a mini circle time, and then we do have a snack that will be distributed at the end for them to leave with. So it's just a quick little chance to see the classroom and feel okay. So when they start the next week, it's not so foreign to them and they have a sense of, oh, I do remember where the blocks were, or I knew that I want to go read that book again, or, oh, this was a really cool toy. I want to make sure I see that again. So it's a great way just for us to ease into that.
Okay. Thank you. And I don't know that I signed up for that one or know when that one is. So should I just send you an email to find out?
So the Meet the Teacher is the only one you have to sign up for. Is that what you're asking?
Well, that one I did sign up for, but not Hello Day.
Yep, you don't need to sign up for that. Your child's just been assigned to either A or B, and it has the times on that same email that was sent out. So then you'll know when to come, and then okay. Parents stay with that child during that Hello Day.
Perfect. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Catherine Kaler, Lillian's mom.
Yes.
The page that you're going to send out later has a list of all the items that we need to have and what we've already turned in.
No.
Okay, so what is it that you're sending out later?
Yeah, I don't even know what I'm sending later. No, I'm kidding. And if I remember, I'm going to send in this last page here. Let's see if I can get to it. This one right here that has this link. Yeah. So I will send that out, as well as if you are missing things, I will send that with that as well. But this link was going to go out with our fun videos showing the drop off and pickup.
Okay. Okay. I'm trying to keep all the information straight, and I think that we're missing a couple of things because I get a little overwhelmed with other kids' information also. So I'm
right there with you. So yes.
Up and down. Oh yeah, I'm sure that you are trying to keep hundreds of kids straight, so that's fine.
Yes. So no, I have a list in the next couple of days that I'll be reaching out to people through phone and email just to say, here are the things that we're still missing. So the nice piece is we have with this group, we have another full week to get those last minute items in. So then when we start the week of the 14th, we're all ready to go.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. And I have about 2 minutes left for last minute questions before I have to go to get to the last orientation with the next group. So any other questions?
I have a question. I forgot, or I don't think I did this orientation thing online. And so I didn't get anything for Seesaw. And if I go on and do this thing for the orientation, will I get the Seesaw stuff? Is it too late?
But so much to learn, isn't it? So it's really hard. We're going to try to do this differently next year, but this is what I've inherited. So, right, you did an application to get your child signed up, but then there's registration and then there's orientation. So we've got to come up with a different system next year. So I will take a look at what we're still missing for families, but who am I talking to now?
Ellen, Felix's mom.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to make a note. I'll see what still's missing.
I think I didn't get anything for Seesaw, and I think that's because I didn't do the online orientation thing.
And that could very well be. So we just were trying to have some checks and balances on our end, so we knew what was missing before other information went out. So trust that I have all of what you've all sent in for everybody. Just know I've got everything that's still checked, and I now will go through in the next couple of days and reach out if in fact you're missing things and tell you specifically what you're missing and how to help you complete it.
And then after that's done, the Seesaw link will come, so don't worry.
Yeah, so we'll get you Seesaw.
Okay.
Sorry.
Beautiful pictures.
You don't really want the Seesaw app that bad. Trust me.
Because once you have it, it'll just keep coming with all sorts of information. No, we will get you set up. And next week, the teachers that you're sitting with for the Meet the Teacher can also help you with that too. So don't worry, before the first day, you all will be with everything you need and everything will be up and running, and it'll be great.
No, and I just checked my confirmation for Meet the Teacher, and it says it's on the 3rd.
Which class?
3rd of September. That is. Hello?
Is this Celia Ray's mom?
Yeah, Celia Ray's mom. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is for when she was still in the full day program.
Well, this is the one from last night that I signed up for.
Okay, so let me do this because I need to make sure that I can disconnect to go to my new, the next orientation.
I'll send you an email.
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you.
I'll take care of it for you. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I do need to disconnect so this recording can get uploaded before I start the next one. So if you do have some more questions, please just send me an email and I'll reach back to you in the next couple of days, and we'll navigate this together, and know that I appreciate your time tonight. And I'm so excited to meet you all in person and meet your kids and welcome them with big open arms. So thanks again. Enjoy the rest of your evening and then the holiday weekend, and we will talk soon.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.